Right, welcome. Good evening, Fiifi-Manfred City. Obviously, of course, every day this year, the bro Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube after that set of FA Cup games, the drubbing of Chelsea against Morecambe, 5 goals to 0. Chelsea are here, Jumano, and that's why we are here to come and give you the analysis of the game at Chelsea and in Morecambe, boy, and how everything went on in that match over there, the conversation around that match. Chelsea really wanted it. Of course, obviously, I Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. So once subscribe to the channel now, I entreat you. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notification and making sure say notification turned on what you do all in all of that. Just make sure so what you do all. So anytime be a content ever drop or have you we are first to have it here on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Also, inside game no Chelsea versus Morecambe no other games. FA Cup no as well course so the English FA Cup Chelsea played a game Man City, Liverpool, all of these guys, big guys in here ball game much. Obviously, I'm here watching and the big one because as Manchester United will be playing against team your friend Arsenal away at the Emirates. But you how important this game was and Maresca, of course, all the conversation around the match and how almost all the teams now were keen on making sure so they were going to get that all-important win in the English FA Cup. MRFE as once this game will be done, Chelsea will move on to the next stage of the competition in terms of match number 1, in terms of the MTN FA Cup, and then what it comes with over there. That's exactly what was going to happen to Chelsea. What a classy performance from Abrantia, your friend Renato Vega. Abrantia friend Joao Felix. Huge performance from him. Antonio Conte has spoken about Vicha Kvaratskhelia and the possibility of leaving SSC Napoli. Yebe Remoni a decent common, of course. After the game against Morecambe, man of the match did go to Abrantia friend tossing other Rabiayo, excellent one, and Chelsea were back to winning ways. Something that was very, very important for them. So lead up to this game, Chelsea had gone 4 games winless, and there was the need to really get a win. It was very, very important that Chelsea will go into this match and get into a win. 2 players brought Chelsea some good respite as the game began, and it was something that was really, really good for Chelsea for them. I'm going into a match where they had struggled today, and how they were going to see captain of the day, a friend Reece James back, and of course a friend Romeo Lavia also back into the team. It was really, really important for Chelsea. In fact, in the grand scheme of things, this was such a super game for Chelsea. 39th minute, Chelsea share goal. 50th minute, 70th minute, 75th minute, 5 goals to 0, and a Chelsea share against Morecambe, and how important that game was for Abrantia, your friend Joao Felix, and how he came into it was very, very important. In fact, Liverpool also went away to go and get a job done. Inside also FA Cup competition, they needed to do their bit, and Liverpool went in there and then got a job done. But from in terms of the FA Cup results, then we'll go into the specifics here, the match analysis of Chelsea and in the FA Cup games, how the things went in there in the FA Cup conversation, the conversation around all the matches now. Of course, the first one, Birmingham F and Lincoln City, boy, was 2 goals to 1 for Birmingham. There was Middlesbrough versus Blackburn, 1 goal to 0 for Blackburn. Liverpool, Accrington, 4 goals to 0. Leicester, QPR, 6 goals to 2. Bournemouth, West Brom, 5 goals to 1. Brentford, LUC to Plymouth, 0. Chelsea, Morecambe, 5 goals to 0. Exeter, team and friend Oxford, 3 goals to 1. Norwich, LUC to Brighton and Hove Albion, 4 goals to 0. Nottingham Forest, over there as well. Burnley and Luton Town, so a boy in such a huge game over there in terms of matches. Of course, our English FA Cup, such an important set of games. Now, of course, games that the 2 teams really wanted to go ahead and then get wins over there. It was games of course for both teams. 2 games we're expecting to get a win over there for them, and of course, to see how our matches were going to pan out for both of the matches. Now to the Chelsea game. Obviously, the big one, like I said, was the fact that if you look at Enzo Maresca in the lead up to this match, not only are the results now, but Enzo Maresca really needed a win. He wanted a win. Not a win, because looking at how the games had gone, Everton, Fulham, Ipswich Town, the last one against Crystal Palace, it was imperative so Enzo Maresca should get a win, should try and get a win. And a win in the sense that in terms of the cognitive side of the game, the psychological bit of the game, if you get a lot of, we go on a long winless run, it affects the team. So getting into a game like Morecambe, only a lower division side at Chelsea between our face, so knowing the win in there was very, very important for them to get the win, and they got into it. In fact, starting lineup nearby now, it gave a sense of how Chelsea were going to go into the game. Chelsea went into the game in a similar fashion of a 4-1-4-1 just before even going to the game. Let me talk about and now Asema coach here, friend Antonio Conte about the issue of a branch of friend of Fiifi-Manfred. Antonio Conte confirms Kvaratskhelia has requested to leave Napoli. Conte, Fiifi-Manfred asked Napoli to be sold. I feel very disappointed. I spent 6 months trying to show him that something important can be done. Plus working with a club with a contract to be renewed. Now after 6 months, we are back to square one. And that's exactly what's going on. It's the conversation of Fiifi-Manfred that's most likely going to go to Paris Saint-Germain. And the fact that Abrantia, a friend of Bradley Barcola, can go on and join Chelsea Football Club. Now, back to the Chelsea conversation. The Chelsea went into today's game in a 4-1-4-1, playing Abrantia friend Romeo Lavia as a lone 6 in the middle of the pack with a back 4 of Abrantia friend Axel De Sassi. Of course, the other side of being Abrantia friend Tosin Adera BIO, and also having fullbacks of Abrantia, your friend Renato Vega, and of course Reece James, then Abrantia friend Romeo Lavia in the middle of the pack. And after the long injuries of some players who have been very important, in fact, throughout last week, Asemba Kwamaka, and I'll say it over and over again, and they said Reece James and then Abrantia, your friend Romeo Lavia are very important to Chelsea. Romeo Lavia in the sense said, I don't know about cover Chelsea anymore to show the back four, to be solid on the ball, off the ball, to be an aggressive cover for Chelsea. Romeo Lavia is such an important player to Chelsea. Whilst on the other side, Reece James, Emma Chelsea, that dynamism that they want. If Chelsea want to build up on the ball, in this formation like this, Chelsea were able to get a back three of Reece James, for Reece to be the right centre back, Axel De Sassi to be the left centre back, Tosin Adera BIO to be the CCB, and push Abrantia friend Renato Vega next to Abrantia friend Romeo Lavia as the 2 DMs on FIFA. Then, of course, ahead of them, there was Christopher and Kuku as the marauding number 10 in the right half space, and then Joao Felix in the left half space, then kept the way to Joao with Tariq George and Abrantia friend Pedro Neto, whilst McGill led the lines for Chelsea. So it was a very, very good starting lineup, very well balanced. The fact that Chelsea players, these are Chelsea players, a bit more prepared, and they were affected with the fact that they were not getting a lot of playing time. It was important for them to come in. Like I said, it was important for Chelsea to see Reece James on the field of play. Also very important to see Abrantia, your friend Romeo Lavia, on the field of play. For Romeo Lavia, it's essentially about being a solid base to show the back four. They're very, very important for Abrantia friend Romeo Lavia. For Chelsea to have that in Abrantia friend Romeo Lavia, and then they got that or control game in itself, totally dominant on and off the ball. How good Chelsea forward were on the ball. And I think the Romeo Lavia was very, very solid in that regard. Also, the number of minutes Romeo Lavia, he played for around more than the 46 minutes now. Romeo Lavia almost substitution, and Belmont, of course, Malo goes to Belmont at some point in time, and then of course Abrantia, your friend Marco Creya, and so Belmont for Abrantia, your friend what's his name? Abrantia friend Malo goes to Belmont for Abrantia friend Reece James. So it's important that those substitutions were made. Enzo Maresca tried manage the minutes or the Jadon Sancho Belmont at some point in time, then kept Abrantia friend Reece James on to extend point in time. Reece James in an average rating of 8.9. Tosin Adera was the man of the match, 9.0. Joao Felix over there in also a rating of 9.0. Chelsea in just 3 substitutions in them. Of course, in the game, Tosin Adera shared the first goal. There was Christopher and Kuku who scored the second goal. Joao Felix had 2 goals over there. Tosin Adera in the third goal. There are only a few things that I want to talk about because, of course, Morecambe ain't sharing any team giddy bia. So Chelsea share you are going to have too much worry now. So watch the games that Chelsea have won in the last few days, months. Chelsea have played against good low blocks, and Morecambe was another of those low blocks now. Now, so one of the things that low blocks leave in front of their 18-yard box when they defend very deep is the space in front of them. And also, Tosin Adebayo strike now. It was very, very important for Tosin Adebayo and for him to go in with that strike because it's a space number down man. You need to go out for shots outside of the box, and that was an important one for Abrantia near friend Tosin Adebayo to try and influence the game from outside of the box. McGee obviously got some minutes in there, something that they really wanted to do over there. An important player for Chelsea, and in a game like this, if McGee gets a goal, it helps the team. But then, of course, he didn't get his goal. It doesn't matter. My Brentford friend Christopher Nkunku, who has not had a lot of playing time these times, also got his goal, had an impact in the game. What I loved was our Brentford friend Tyreek George over there in the team. Good footwork over there. Technical fundamentals, they are far better for a player of his age. Very neat and tidy player. Olenkia playing so making some very, very good decisions. The passes not share 2 goals as well for the club. I think our Brentford friend Tyreek George really adapted very well to team my friend Chelsea. More games and he will show what he can do. And I think he's incoming. I think most of the second half, one thing that I can see is the outside of the box for the team my friend Chelsea and how they're able to utilize this. Tyreek George performance was also very, very important. The decision making was good. Jadon Sancho in the second half, he was very, very good also in a game like this. Cole Palmer on the wing and Joao Felix in the center. It is something interesting if Enzo Maresca is able to do that, and what a game it was for Brentford friend Tyreek George in the second half. Onyani assist and very, very good footwork from there. Tosin excellent banger. Also, of course, you don't want to talk too much about Christopher Nkunku, Borna or Messi or something which is not good enough. Of course, a lot of the Chelsea fans now are excited about Abrantia, your friend Joao Felix, and what he brings to the team. It's important. So he's beginning to get confidence. And of course, what I saw in Abrantia friend Renato Vega, you don't want to sell Renato Vega. In the left centre back area, Mobitz may invert at a DM next to Romeo Lavia, and he's an important player. And that's why, and that's what Enzo Maresca, he has shown clearly why he said he's not going to sell Abrantia friend Renato Vega, because that's an important player on the ball, off the ball, super important in everything that he does. He's going to become an important part of the Chelsea squad going forward. In fact, the mentality and the psyche, the leadership on and off the ball, Abrantia friend Renato Vega is going to be very important. In the game, Tosin Adebayo in our 4 shots, we're speaking about how he's not probably one of the best in terms of a player that controls the game, that's aggressive to defend and stuff like that. Of course, when it comes to what he was able to do on the ball today, you will say Tosin Adebayo is very important. 4 shots, 1 shot hit the woodwork, 2 shots resulted in 2 goals in there. What a performance from Abrantia, your friend Tosin Adebayo. Of course, Joao is also very important in there. It wasn't an easy game, especially looking at some of the conversation of matches across around, like Brentford at Olusu, 1-0 to Plymouth. Not a good one at all. And of course, it was a very, very good clean sheet from Chelsea, and even around the time team my friend Morecambe before trying to get a goal, it did not happen. Good performance on Tosin Adebayo, Nkunku playing so good, and I think it was a very, very good game for our Brentford friend Christopher Nkunku. Axel Disasi wasn't bad at all. At halftime, Chelsea leading 1-0, and the question was that how many more goals in Chelsea? And the hope was that Chelsea were trying to make sure so they get the game and get things done over there in terms of signing money. Of course, after all of that, what it means is that after Vice Kvaratskhelia, it gets very close to go to team your friend FC Paris Saint-Germain. It's clear that Chelsea may get Abrantia, your friend Bradley Barcola is an important player on that left wing area over there, for a player that Chelsea would want to really get into his team. They will love him on the ball, off the ball. Yeah, Abrantia, your friend Bradley Barcola, it's an important thing, something that Chelsea will really be looking at over there. Joao Felix actually in the second in the money at Chelsea, 5-0. Very, very good player on the ball, off the ball. What Chelsea wants to do is something that Chelsea are truly looking for. Of course, after the game, Enzo Maresca didn't come on. Osinoni Madueke ASN home fano and it's affecting him very, very well over there. And when you go into it, he did go on to another money Madueke at home fano. He said a lot of things at full time. You could tell Sabrante Fernando Enzo Maresca was excited about Chelsea, and this is exactly what Chelsea wanted in the game, to try to get the win as quick as possible. Abrante Fernando Tosin Adrebia shared 2 goals now. Renato Vega went to him and posted on Instagram and said, shoot, talking about what his teammates should do, and shooting from outside of the box and getting the goals now. I think that Abrante Fernando Sassi doesn't get a lot of credit. Of course, in times where the team struggles now, people tend to abuse him. But this is a game where we need to give Axel Sassi, a very, very good team player, doesn't complain too much. And then the appreciation of Axel Sassi has to come about left centre back, not his natural position. The last time was our right back. Most of the times at Chelsea, Axel Sassi has played out of position. And I think that whenever he's needed, he comes in and he fills in. There are times that players like that need to give him credit. And in there, he was really, really immense. Really, really immense in terms of how good he was now. And he played some good football over there for Abrantia, your friend Axel Sassi. And look at that goal for Abrantia friend João Felix from the edge of the box, killing it into the far top corner. Very, very good player, João Felix, trying to take all of the chances at Onya to try to go into it, and Bob start taking more chances to play football in them. And that's exactly how good this team are. Enzo Maresca still again. See, very soon we are going to see Enzo and Cole Palmer together. These are 2 very, very good players that Enzo Maresca said he loves, and he wants to be in there, and he wants to make sure they get a job done. And of course, like he said, no, both of them are going to play some good football in there. Oshe João Felix Gordon, Amania 4 goals to 0. Very good counter attack. Chelsea won the ball from deep, send it up top, and it was very, very direct. What a strike from Abrantia, your friend João Felix in them, and Renato Vega, very, very important to everything that Chelsea are doing and how good it can be. And of course, Obelmo in the second half, Abromuyi Abrantia friend Renato Vega Fima, when Romeo Lavia Fima, Omode Abrantia friend Marco Correa Byron, he comes in and he's willing to overlap and underlap, so selfless off the ball, aggressive, and then I make come say Marco Correa is so important to Chelsea in terms of pressing and counter pressing and then preventing turnovers so much that in the second half, because Elba Felix and then Kukudia, you know that you don't have enough intensity to press and counter press, and that's exactly what they did, opening up Chelsea spaces for Felix and then Kuku, even on the ball. What he did was so important off the ball, and he helps the team play very, very well over there. Juventus director over there, Chelsea were very, very good in terms of transferring. His Juventus director Ronald Araujo, Guentoli was asked about him. So 2 very good players. We hope we have good news next week. Of course, as the game starts in the Chelsea game, Christopher and Kuku missed penalty, but that didn't really matter. I think that this is where we will draw conclusion on all of the analysis they won't come on in the game. Of course, it's a big one. Chelsea versus Morecambe on Jumane Ohonam to get a job done. Of course, 5 goals to 0. Important one. We'll see how these things stand up. Top. Chelsea getting the job done and getting back to winning base. See you. Bye-bye.